Don't kick me out.
Well, yeah.
Keep
running them out.
Egomaniac.
All right, guys. Me and Ferris back together with a couple of other people that were about
You're Peter. You're Peter, goddammit.
We are talking about the show, The Franchise. It is on Max. We decided to give it a go.
Peter.
Let's tell our thoughts right after this.
He's Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant.
Watch the first 3 episodes of The Franchise. It runs about 30 minutes an episode. And I think there's supposed to be like 8 episodes left. We found out about it after they already had a couple.
There's 8 episodes total. 5 episodes
left. 8 episodes total, yeah. So we went ahead and watched the first 3. We kind of bumped into it a little bit later because we didn't really know that much about it. And we're going to cover the first 3, and then we're going to do the rest like we've been doing for the other shows for the post credits. So we got together and watched this thing. We didn't know a whole lot about it. Adelia saw like 1 or 2 episodes and then brought it up to watch. So we're going to go down the line like we normally do, give you first impression of these first 3 episodes and how you're leaning on it and everything else. And then we'll get into the weeds after that. We'll start with you, Ferris.
Well, yeah, first, shout out to Video Drew and Eric who watched this. And then with Adelia, then Adelia brought it to us, to our attentions. Shout out to Video Drew and Eric. I quite enjoy the episodes. I think they're hilarious. You can see the over exaggeration, but there's also nuggets of truth and everything. You know, that's what makes comedy funny. You know, there's always a nugget of truth in everything. I thoroughly enjoyed. Big fan of Himish Patel. I loved him in Saturday. I love
Do you mean yesterday?
Yesterday. What did I say? Saturday?
Saturday.
Sorry.
You loved him Saturday?
Yeah. Saturday. They're so far away. All right, I'm saying. But yeah, I'm a big fan of him. I think it shows a thumbs up for me, man. I like it. First 3 episodes. Shout out to Billy Magnuson, bro. I think that's booster gold right there, bro. Hey, James Gunn, man. Hit a brother's line, yo. Look at Magnuson's face.
Adelia.
Yeah, as Ferris said, I watched the first 2 episodes of this with Video Drew and Nerd Chronic when I was visiting them out in California. Real excited to keep watching the series. I think it's very funny. I think Ferris is right. It's a little, you can see the over exaggeration, but it also hits on a bunch of stuff that seems like it actually happens on the sets of these movies. My favorite part really was the interaction between Richard E. Grant and Billy Magnuson's characters, Peter and Adam. There's some really funny stuff between those guys. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Just bully him the entire time.
Brandi.
I liked it. I'm still getting used to it's not usually my cup of tea, but I did find some of it funny. And yeah, I do see that some stuff does happen behind the scenes that we don't see. And of course, it's a little bit of an exaggeration of things, but not, it's both like the woman that she's like, I get threats, and like people have done that. I've seen online people doing that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's like that, but yeah, I do. Billy Magnuson is hilarious. I've loved Billy Magnuson for a very long time, since he was on As the World Turns. He's pretty much that funny person in person too. Like, he's very funny. I do like the interaction with him and the guy that plays Peter, that of course having to like try to one up, and I want to be number 1 on the call sheet. Don't they I think they end up splitting. Yeah. they're both number 1 on the call sheets now. And then you see some of the others, how the producers and the ADs and all that, how they have to try to get everybody together to make all of this movie magic that we see, and stuff ensues. Chaos ensues a little bit. But they come together in the end. So
all right, well,
you don't even drink tea.
Right now, I am enjoying the show. And I say right now, it's because of how it goes. I think so. This is a show that's obviously playing on the fact of you have Hollywood, you're talking about the franchises, you have fans and everything else. I see bad things and wrong things that happen on both sides of the spectrum.
Mhm.
Right now, the show to me is in the middle of that, where it pokes fun at both sides, right? So we have the joke of somebody calling in like a bomb threat or whatever because they take the shit too seriously. But we also have had some jokes so far playing on the, oh, we got to do this or that because like this is what we feel pressure for. Oh, I don't want to look like this, or I don't want to look like this, or we're going to have to force this. So far, I actually like it because some of that stuff, like Ferris and Adelia both said, I think even Brandi mentioned this too, is like there were certain parts of this to where I forget it's a comedy, and I'm like, this is probably some real shit. Because look, people with a lot of money, people got egos, and people take that crap way too far. So some of these jokes is probably shit that's like, we're going to write this show and we're going to use some real life examples of some shit that some actor did while they were on a thing, or what some director or what some producer did. So that makes it cool to me so far, right? But I don't like politics or whatever you want to call it either way, because I try to be straight down the middle. I try to see things on both sides with an open mind. But right now, I don't feel that way. Right now, I feel like that they're doing a good job because it's pretty equal to me. But if they stray one side or the other, it doesn't matter what side they stray on. I'm probably not going to like it in the end, because then it's going to be like, oh, you're trying to tell me how to think, kind of thing, whatever. But so far,
that's not trying to tell you how you think. If you're gonna watch this and say they want me to think that means you were never you were a weak-minded person in beginning. To be honest, like we clearly see it's just about like just like I brought up like Wesley Snipes and David S. Goyer in Blade Trinity, where like they didn't speak to each other at all. They passed. If they do a show, if they do an episode of Daniel Bruhl's character and like the main guy passing each other notes, like I'm not speaking to him, I hate that guy, and like they making a joke, that would be hilarious because I always found that story crazy. Like that's like, how do you go to work, right, and you don't speak to your boss at all? Like Adelia, imagine you go into work, Adelia, and you don't speak to Drew at all, and you just passing Drew a note.
Weird.
You just passing Drew a note. Like Justin, imagine Justin walked to AutoZone. Justin, wait, no, you are the manager, so you don't really have a boss. Do you have a boss?
Yeah.
No boss?
Yes.
Okay, the guy above you, Justin, you hate his guts so bad, and he hates you. You both hate each other, but you're not gonna fire each other because you can't fire each other. So instead of talking to each other, you're just like, hey, passing this note. Oh no, I'm not passing this note. Hey, here's a post-it note. Tell him my response. Instead of just like walking 4 feet to speak to the director, that would be hilarious. That's funny to me, man. That's hilarious. Just the movie making process, like it just doesn't seem real. Like you're making this movie. Like, you ever thought about when you're watching these shows, guys? You're just like how does this happen? You know what I mean? Like how, like generally, like
always
the
been
extras
it's always been my dream to see a movie filmed. Like that's one of my
crazy
things.
Man.
Yeah.
So there's probably probably some bullshit happens on these sets, man. That just like he wants to like so an actor's probably like I wanna like a mint infused double shot chai, and the AD's like, he wants a what the fuck? He wants a what? We can't do that right now. It's 3:00 in the morning. We can't. So it's just I'm a big fan.
Man, when you got that much money and stuff, like you don't think like what you would like say a normal person.
Oh yeah, no man.
Because you think, oh man, I got $1 million in my bank account, like I can get whatever I want whenever I want, it kind of situation. Exactly. So definitely a lot of those things happen. But like I said, I like the comedy so far because I see it being pretty much down the middle. Like they're making fun of everybody. There's no certain people or certain groups in the movie making process, the fans and the people that run the shows and stuff. So far, they're all getting the jokes, right? And if that continues, I'm going to still continue liking the show. But like I said, it's courting on. But it's like that fine line. And this is one of those things to where this could be like starting to be a little bit of a change for, say, Hollywood, so that people that don't like Hollywood in the most recent like form, they may be getting their wishes a little bit of a change, because like one of the first things that does change is like being able to make fun of yourselves. And I haven't seen Hollywood do that in a long time. Now they're starting to like I'm starting to see a thing here and a thing there where Hollywood's willing to actually make fun of themselves. And this is like, because there are some actors or actresses or even like directors watching this show and going, screw these guys, because they
talking
did
about
something
me.
like this. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
talking about me. So like when that starts happening, sometimes that means, and it happens every, like, I ain't gonna say every decade, but every like group of years, there's always a change in Hollywood where they change things around. They start doing other things. So like, hey, it's pretty interesting when you start talking about the
Actors are
meta
weird,
aspect
man.
of this.
Like,
I have
actors-
something.
Hey,
I
me,
have-
Brandi.
I have something that happened. So this was a while ago. I was on a set for a soap opera, and the actress was speaking of the lady at the end when she said, "I'm going to get pregnant. If you do this to me, I'm going to get pregnant." Well, I was there when an actress on the soap opera announced that she was pregnant. So I was there on set when this happened, and then she was looking at me. She goes, "If this gets out, I know it's you. And if it gets to the soap opera magazines, I'm going to come find you." I mean, I could say this now because the kid just turned 15.
So she threatened you. So
Yes, she
threatened
did.
you.
But she was my friend. She's like, "If this gets out, I know it's you, and I'm going to find you. And I know you, so I'm going to." I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I can say it now because kid's just turning 15 years old now. But yeah, I was on a set that actually happened, and I was behind the scenes, and I'm like, "Ooh."
I read
And
a
they're
story.
like saying things in front of me, and they're like, "We shouldn't. There's a fan here, so we shouldn't have said this in front of a fan." But
I heard a story about How I Met Your Mother. I think it was like season 4 or 5, where Allison Hannigan and Kobe Smulders both got pregnant, and like they were both not in that season because they were both pregnant, and they were like, "How do we shoot this? Like, we don't know how to shoot this. Let's just like write them out real quick and then just like come back."
in soap opera land, they have to write now a story. They have to create something. Maybe they'll make them pregnant on the show. If they don't,
Like a secret lover named Julio. You know what I mean?
Right, but if you're not, you get
something
these
like
big
that.
potted plants in front of you, or these big purses.
Mhm.
Or laundry baskets. They'll do laundry baskets
Laundry
too.
baskets.
Yeah, yeah.
Big things. Mostly it was big purses. Like
No, I think I remember watching a show where one of the characters was pregnant,
Mhm.
but the actress wasn't pregnant, so she had to wear a pregnant suit.
Yep.
But then
The
the other
same
girl,
person
but the
had to
other
do
girl, but the other female actress was actually pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant in the show, so they had to like shoot like
the other one
around
had to wear a belly, and the other one
Yeah.
had to hide behind
exactly.
things.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that was
A big couch, like a high couch.
Yo, man, that's crazy, man.
Uh-huh.
But
Yep,
yeah.
I've seen that stuff, so I did experience something behind the scenes of something.
Yeah, man. But I'm saying like when we think about it, guys, like being an actor is weird,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like your job is to kind of lie to people.
Oh yeah,
Because you're playing.
Professional liar.
Yeah, you're a professional liar, and like so. Of course, some of these people are a little weird. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure Richard E. Grant. He may be playing a character, and he may be playing it a little well. Probably got a little bit about that. He probably got a little bit about it.
I absolutely love what a fucking diva Peter is.
Yeah.
And Richard E. Grant is playing him so perfectly.
Mhm.
Like, he's just like everything is that little bit exaggerated, and this is the scene where today only I have to nod, and then
Like
suddenly the script changes and he has to cower, and he can't get into the headspace, so we have to change
What would be
everything
that?
around.
Norma Desmond? Like a Norma Desmond.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, if it wasn't for, because I don't know their names like you do, but like the two like supposed to be the 1A and
Peter.
1B now, like Peter and the
Yeah.
other
Adam.
gentleman.
Peter and Adam.
That gamer.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for
yeah.
them two being part of the show and their interactions, I probably would have quit after episode 1. Because I didn't think it was like bad, but it was just like I wouldn't have found it. It wouldn't have got me across that hill of still watching it, because I would have been like, oh, it's all right, but them two guys legitly are funny, like in how they're interacting with each other so far, that kind of thing. Because I do think some of the other stuff, there's some jokes and to be had. It's just like I'm not rolling on the floor laughing kind of thing. And look, not the biggest fan of like comedies sometimes, because they are it's a hit and miss. you know, before we got on here, Brandi was like questionable about the show, but like I get it because that's how comedies are. It's either like super funny to you or you just don't care, like in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest hardships with comedies because like I like some stupid stuff that makes me like roll on the floor, but then there can be other things that are like stupid in another way that I don't find as funny. But like I said, those guys really have done the thing. Like I think like, and I also think the gentleman, I don't know his name either, because like I said, I just jumped on this show. But the gentleman who's supposed to be, I guess he would be the AD. He's the one with the microphone and stuff, and like telling people like, do this, and then
Yeah,
like his
that's Daniel, played by
like,
Himesh Patel.
okay, so Mr. Patel there, give him props. I think he's doing an awesome job on the show so far as well. Those are my favorite 3 characters in the show so far. But like I said, the funny parts that keep you kind of like, yeah, I can give this. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of laughed or smiled more at the end credits on like 2 of the
end credits were
episodes.
great.
Yeah, like so the little end credits where the credits are rolling, they have like these like little fake interviews with the different characters that are going to be part of this show, this real show in the show, but like fake show to us. But like anyway, they're doing these like fake interviews, kind of like it's you know, real stuff, and it's that stuff's been hilarious to me. Like been funnier than like I said, 2 of the episodes, the funniest things to me was the end credits. Like it wasn't even technically part of the show. It was like after the show's over with, because I really thought that story about the monkey was like hilarious.
That was
yeah. Like I just
Billy Magnuson is really funny in real life. Like I've met him a few times, and like he's just a ham. He's a ham. He had all this. I laugh at him all the time. Like when I went to events, he was always having us laugh. He was just doing something, and I'm like, "You're funny." Like he knows to play with the crowd. Like he knows how to play with the crowd. So he does really good on this show because he knows how to do it. It's really
like
fun.
Adelia, like what would be like one of your favorite aspects of the show so far?
I like that they've like created all these like comics to base this fake cinematic universe on that have some of the most absurd things, like the invisible jackhammer.
Yeah.
Like, that's so funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way Billy Magnuson was doing the jackhammer motion in his trailer, getting
Oh
ready
yeah,
to
he
do
was jacking
the
it hard.
jackhammer.
He was jacking it
Yeah.
hard.
Sound
It's
right.
so funny. It does not sound right at all, but that's what they said in the show, so we'll
I
just
know.
go with it. I just like that they have this whole lore, and then in the 3rd episode, when they were trying to solve the studio's woman problem by making the character played by Catherine Waterston more powerful, and Daniel, the first AD, is standing there saying, "You can't give her the stick of maximum potency," or whatever it was called, like the most absurd names for these things.
Yeah.
Because it belongs to another character, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and they do it anyways, and then it becomes a whole problem because the stick is bigger. Well, the stick is bigger than Billy Magnuson character Adam's earthquake gloves. So then they have to be like negotiations on the immunity for him against the stick, and that the earthquake glove is just as powerful. And then when they shoot the actual scene, the dialogue is just so stilted and awful because it's just like it's nothing but the negotiated stuff. It's not like anything that sounds natural in any way. And then at the end, the actress Catherine Waterston, I don't know what her character's name was, Quinn maybe, is like gets a phone call like telling her there's been a leaked photo of her with the stick. She's not supposed to have the stick. The fans are mad, and then we see the bomb squad, bomb dog sniffing around the car, and you could just tell she was so over that shit. They mentioned earlier in that episode that she was an Academy Award nominee, and you could just tell she wanted to be doing like some indie drama somewhere, not doing this.
Something happened like that before to her, and she got shit.
And they try to make it funny and stuff, and like I said, it's according on to your subjectivity to comedy, like how funny it is. But that part is one of those parts where I'm like, this shit's real, because one of my biggest problems that I see is if you're going to make a movie or a show based on a property that's already built, stop trying to change it.
Yeah.
You do that stuff. People already enjoy what's out there. If you're wanting to do another kind of story or put your own flavor on it, then you make your own story that has what you want to do kind of in it, and you don't have to worry about it. And so that's one of the things. It's like, oh, this seems real because that shit happens all the time. It's like they do the Witcher show and then they totally run off with it different than what the actual Witcher's supposed to be.
Well, they have the thing that's starting off when they had the fishmen and they're like, take the fishmen out and change them to
Well,
Yeah.
that was like a
Yeah.
different, because like in another movie, they killed those characters off is why they had to axe them. So like that was for like even a different
But they were
reason.
forever changing them. Then they were in these green suits that were just had the tennis
Yeah.
balls on them. And
Yep.
then they were in another costume. So you just seen the evolution of what the changes had to be made.
But that's one thing I do like about this show is it's not just funny. You can have like what we're having now, like discussion on it, right? So and that'd be my thing is like, yeah, stop. Like when you make a property, make the property like it's supposed to be. Stop trying to, you can have maybe a little bit of flavor here and there as long as none of the stories change, but stop trying to change the story. Just do the story. There's a reason why you're getting greenlit to make a movie, not because you got some grand idea that's better than the original person that came up with the story to begin with that people's loved all these years. Stop it. So that's the parts where I'm like, yeah, it's got some realism to it mixed in with, yeah, obviously they're doing things on their goofy, like the jackhammer, and then, oh, your stick's bigger than mine, you know, bull crap, whatever.
All
that
the
makes it
people that
funny.
had to come in on for that too. That was funny.
Yeah.
All the Zoom calls.
The Zoom call was very funny. I also think the guy that plays the studio, like guy that's on set, Pat Shannon, is just playing the perfect sexist dick, especially in the beginning of the third episode where he talks to Anita, the producer on the Tecto movie that they've been filming, and tells her she has to solve the woman problem because they canceled and scrapped the all-woman movie that they were doing because the women were infighting, and he doesn't want to say they were infighting, but they were definitely infighting. And then as he's walking out, he makes a joke and calls her sugar tits. Like,
and then she was like, "Wait,
He's
what?"
not going to say that because it's not sexist or anything. You know? And
Because
she's
I'm
like,
joking.
okay. Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, jelly dick.
But and there are things you can interpret from the show from stuff like that, right? Because like I look at it as this guy is, it's what they're playing, or the show, not saying like that character, but like the show itself is starting to take a look at itself. Maybe these are some people in Hollywood that's doing this show that is pointing out maybe we've gone too far with some things, right? So like every little thing that you go to say, you have to preemptively say like, oh, I'm joking. Like this is obviously a joke. This is something I wouldn't say, kind of like the character does in the thing, because like we get all too sensitive over words sometimes, or we take jokes in the wrong way and then we get butthurt and everybody gets pissed off. That could be a way you could look at it. And you also could look at it as like them making fun of like a misogynist that might be on set that's like trying to just be careful. So you can kind of look at it both ways. And I think like that's what's cool about the show. Like I said, you can have an open discussion and have an argument one way or the other, or a debate one way or the other, like how it's supposed to be taken, which is cool. Like that's fine. That's what I'm talking about. Whereas it doesn't necessarily try to push one thing over here too far, whatever. It's done a really good job. So that's, I'm going to keep watching.
It's kind of like a oh, what do you think?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I also like Bryson, that guy who's like Shane's assistant. We haven't seen Shane yet. I'm not sure we're ever gonna see Shane, but he's constantly just like updating Shane on whatever's going on, and it's very funny to me.
My favorite thing is like when Nita's like, I'm gonna talk to Shane directly. Give me his number. Then she calls Shane's like, so Shane, so no, this is Bryson. Shane can't talk right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. There's probably people like that who are like,
oh, no doubt, dude.
I like because okay, so Pat is the studio guy. Anita's the producer. What's Shane? Is Shane like Kevin Feige?
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Maybe not exactly that, but he's obviously above all that. Like he's a studio head kind of person. Is what I would say. Maybe not the studio head itself, but he's someone that's high up there, kind of like maybe a Kevin Feige character or something.
Yeah, and his character's so complicated. We broke Adelia in the process of going after it.
She
so.
like freeze up, but
yeah, she was like, my brain hurts as well. What is a Shane? I was like, you're right, Adelia. What is a Shane? Absolutely right.
I was like, oh no, we lost Adelia.
And we lost Adelia. Because
we
got her.
We're going down the line. I've already kind of said mine, and Adelia's already said hers. But we'll just go with you, Ferris. What is like your favorite aspect so far of the show?
Hamish, him. He and then he like, cause he's like just the cog in the Hollywood machine that never got anything, but like never got demoted because he's very good at his job, right? So they keep him there, and they're kind of like, you're really good at this, and we kind of want you to be like this. So he kind of blames Anita for his lack of upward mobility, but it probably, he's probably too good at his job, and the machine needs people like him to do this job because they're scared of bringing somebody new, right?
So you're talking about the Patel character, right?
Yeah. Hamish is Daniel. His name
Daniel
is Kumar. Daniel Kumar. Yeah, the actor is Hamish. So Daniel, he's good at his job, and the machine doesn't want to replace parts that are already working. So they kind of let people just stay where they are, right? Because Daniel wants to move, but the machine won't allow him to move because they're like, you're too good at your job. We can't move you because we're scared to bring somebody else to teach them what you already know. So why bring somebody new when you're already here right now? So it shows you how the machine can just grind people into just puree.
I brought him up as a character because I think I find him more interesting. And you're true about what you're saying, but I actually find him more interesting because I feel like I would be him so far a part of this show. Like that's who I would be. I'd be like, yo, dude, I understand what y'all talking about over here, but dog, you can't be giving her the staff. Like that shit's for somebody else totally. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to like this crap. We can't change this. We got to keep it like it's supposed to be, lore accurate. Like that's me. That's what I would be saying. And I wouldn't be saying it for no other reason, but the fact I believe you shouldn't be changing the stories around like that when it's already been set. So like, he's like trying to be just the normal, like, I'm not going to get involved in whatever it is going on, the riffraff on either side. But hey, we don't need to do this for this reason. And just be like logical about it. And so far his character's been that way. And I feel like I would relate to him. Like I would probably be like him on the set. Like, hey guys, man, dude, yo, hold up, guys. We gotta do something. Maybe we can change something, but we can't change that kind of thing.
It's kind of like you can't change the major points of the comic book story. Like you can change little bits and pieces. They do that all the time in comic book movies. They combine characters. They give a character this and that. They do that all the time. But just the big components. Because you're right, Justin, at the beginning of the video where you said they're not like this movie or this project wasn't greenlit because of you. Because you didn't create the source material. The source material was already there. It was greenlit because of So like there's that, and a lot of people, you just got to make sure that. Like a lot of people, like what the prime example of this is Watchmen the movie, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people talk about Watchmen the movie, and they're like, their complaint about it is he literally steals panels from the book,
right? But the thing is,
he did what every fan wants. He literally adapted the thing you read. He put it right on screen for you. And a lot of people love that. And a lot of people love
exactly.
Watchmen.
There's a
a lot of people who are like,
but I would say that group's a way smaller.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so more of the fans of the Watchmen, especially like you're also going to have your.
He did change a big key detail though at the end.
Right. But you're also going to have normies that that don't know as much about a lore. So, like for instance, we're watching Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power, or whatever. Like, I don't know all the lore there. I know a couple of things, but not all of it. So, like when they change
You're a
things,
normie.
I don't even notice it. Yeah, in that particular moment, that's what I am. Now, if we're watching something about Star Wars, I'm gonna be like, hold on a minute, what the hell are they doing over here? But I don't know that much about, say, like Lord of the Rings. I know enough, but I don't know enough to be
I
like
know
an
nothing.
expert.
I was once yelled at for watching it on a phone during my break in 30-minute increments.
Yes,
but
you were.
Yeah, I was yelled at by someone very close to me. They were like, "How dare you? You need to rewatch these movies on a TV. You sicken me. And how dare you not watch the extendeds either? But I'll let that one go. But you still sicken me." And I was like, "Damn, my bad, Adelia."
I'm fairly certain I did not say those exact words to you, but
The sentiment was
it
clear.
was
The
very
sentiment
clear.
was very clear.
Yeah.
Every time I tell a Lord of the Rings fan I did that, they look at me with disgust. They look at me like, "You charlatan, you disgust me. Away with you. Away with you." And I'm like, "My bad." It took me a while.
Let's go down to Brandi. Brandi, what was like your favorite aspect of the show so far?
I like all the interactions with everybody everybody has different interactions in different ways. Like Daniel and his the lady that's following him and her
Bro,
first days.
I can't remember if it was his character or the other character real quick, but like
His right leg lady.
No, but when that one, I think it was.
Oh no, not that one.
I don't think it was him that told her that, but it may have been the one guy that shows up or whatever. I can't remember right now. I'm having a brain fart, but like she's like, she's walking that dude to the taco truck, man, and finally he's like, "Will you please just shut the hell up?" And I'm like, I literally outburst, say, "Thank you."
Dag.
Yeah. So
Dag.
When that happens, I literally said while we're watching it, like, "Thank you, dude," because I was like, "Yeah, she needs like that's what I would say."
Talking too much.
Like,
He was talking too much. Like,
shut the hell
Dag,
up,
shut
bro.
up.
What's wrong with you?
I like her though. I like her.
No, yeah, I'm
No,
not saying her
Brandi,
character's bad, but at that moment, it's like, bro,
what the hell's her name? Is it Rebecca?
No, I'm talking about that lady, the one that was walking down the hallway, like her and her interaction with Daniel, because they're always together a lot. But I also like that other lady. She was funny with right hand leg. What did she say? Like right leg.
I'm Daniel's right leg lady or right hand lady.
That is Steph.
That's Steph.
But like in that moment, if I would have been that guy.
I don't think there is a Rebecca.
You made that up.
But I don't.
Sean
there's
Jody and
Anita.
Anita.
There's Anita.
If I was that guy, if I was in a professional setting like that, right, like trying to make a movie, I'm not gonna say anything. But I would be thinking exactly what that guy had been in my head. I'd have been like, "Shut the fuck up."
So is that guy the first AD, and what is she? Would she be like second AD or something?
Yeah, she's the second AD.
I think she's actually third AD. I don't know who the second AD is.
And he's like, "You don't get those yet. You don't get those earphones."
Yeah. I remember when they were in the office where they're talking and she's eating a sandwich, and he then tells her like, "Shut the fuck up, Dag. Seriously." And then she was like, "Filled up your water bottle," and he's like, "Damn it.
I feel like an asshole.
I'm a prick. God damn it."
Well, she got told that twice in the couple episodes.
In 3 episodes, yeah.
And then she's the one that comes up with the stick.
Yeah. And then he tells her like, that was the third AD. That was the one before you, Jimmy. Yeah, he did that before he killed himself. And she was like, "Haha, funny." He's like, I'm not joking. Like, he's not
no, I mean, you gotta think about it. You're in the middle of that crap. You're going to be like in a really stressful situation. Like, so I respect like people, like say people that would probably be like jobs, like they even made fun of it because people talk about it because that's one of the names or jobs that people remember from, like, say, whenever the end of the movie or something pops up, is a key grip. But all these people like behind the scenes, like him and stuff, like I give respect for because their jobs are probably really stressful and hard work. Like I would say they work hard. But then you have the other side where I'm like, bro, screw you, Tom Cruise. You make like millions upon millions of dollars. Your family will never be broke because you make believe. That's it. And you have a pretty face. Some women think you're hot. You know what I'm saying? And you've done enough stuff to get some respect from people. But you're making money by doing make believe. Now I tell Tom Cruise might be a bad example because he actually does his own stunt. So he does a little bit more. But in most cases, overall, that's what actresses and actors are doing.
Vin Diesel.
Like that's it. That's all you're doing. Even like a director, right? Like you're kind of leading the thing. So maybe it's a little more stressful, but you're sitting back and making entertainment. And that's the thing that like people that have to work everyday jobs sit back and go, shit, bro, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all complaining about, man? I got to go to a shit ass job. Don't make hardly any money. At least you get to get out your shit ass job and can afford to go get a massage. You know what I haven't had probably in my, no, I tell you right now, I haven't had in my whole life 2 things. Never been to a chiropractor, never been to a masseuse because I ain't got that extra money to spend on something like that.
Didn't your fiance like give you like a back rub or something or like a shoulder turn?
I'm talking about professional here. We can't talk about what me and my fiance do on here and keep it like, well, we're not even monetized, so I guess we could talk about it because who cares?
No, we can't. You can't keep that to yourself. You know, hey, let's not bring up your fiance anymore.
Hey, man, you the one that brought it up.
I'm right here. Like,
yeah, Brandi, no one knew. Brandi, nobody knew. Why'd you got to point it out?
Ferris, if you think people watching this channel do not know by
now.
No,
they know. They know.
Bro, Ferris, I don't know. Why you even, yeah, man.
Anyway, to get this back on course, I like the interaction woven between characters and different scenes and how it just waves. It's different waves and how it does it. So yeah, that's my end point of what I was
bullshit. This is also a show that proves like almost any job you got, bullshit runs downhill.
Yes.
Because it starts out at the top, they get some kind of complaint, then it goes to that guy, that person, this person, and it just keeps going until it becomes a big puddle of dookie.
And the people who always and the bullshit that always affects people in the movie industry are the extras. You know, like how like 80 extras got fired. So a lot of people got fired and like they don't have any like they get their last per diem that day and then they're done.
Speaking of extras.
Well, hang on. They fired the extras, but they still wanted all those moss men in that scene. So they get the overworked VFX guy in and ask him if he can do it. And he's like, it'll make me want to kill myself, but yeah, I can do it. And they're like, okay, great. So he goes and tells the director, we got the VFX to make the moss men.
Yeah.
But I like that they did bring the actresses in and they're like, no, none of them work. And then they brought the same actresses back with their hairdos up and they're like, yeah, I love them. I want to get all of them. Like, not realizing it's the same people.
The same women.
I was like, wait a minute, those are the same girls.
Yeah, I think Daniel Bruhl is playing this like tortured genius filmmaker who wants to make this really like beautiful art movie, but he's in a comic book franchise right now. I think he's playing it really well,
and he has experience.
Yeah,
he has very valid experience.
Yeah,
shout out to Daniel Bruhl.
Mm-hmm. No, I will say this. I think the casting so far, I don't see any problems with any of the casting. None of that. Like I said, it's just going to be, if I'm recommending this to somebody, I'll say, hey, man, watch like the first episode, maybe the second episode, and just feel like if this is the comedy stuff for you, for the style. I wouldn't tell them there's anything to be worried about so far. I wouldn't tell them there's like, any of that. I would just be like, I think they're good. Like, so even when I don't necessarily, because I don't like love this show so far, and it could get better as we watch, but even though I don't love it, I can see that, this is done pretty well. Like the people are doing what they're doing out there. Yeah. They're doing what they're trying to put out there. But it's like anytime you tell a joke, half the room's going to laugh. The other half's going to be like, what the hell that dude just say? That's stupid. Like, that's just how it goes.
That's the way comedy goes. Yep. This show also was co-created by Sam Mendes, who directed a bunch of James Bond movies and stuff. So
all 3 Daniel Craig.
First episode. He directed the first episode of the series.
Wait, was it? No, he didn't direct. He directed Skyfall
and Spectre, I believe.
Yes. I like Sam Mendes. Yeah, has he directed other stuff that I like? I don't think so.
He's directed something else I like, but I can't think of what it is right now. Let me look.
He won that. He won that Oscar for what's that movie called? American Beauty. There it is.
American Beauty. That's it.
Every time somebody says something about Spectre, that movie, like
Spectre.
I can't help but think about the other word for butthole because it's so close. It's like, bro, why you say something like that?
Scrotum?
No, scrotum is not a butthole.
It's not
Okay.
a butthole.
What are you talking about? What's so close to butthole from Spectre?
Spectrum or whatever it is. I might
That's
be
not a
saying it
thing,
wrong.
Justin.
Yes, it is, man.
Okay, let's forget about this and
That's
just
not
look it
how
wrap
I
this
want
up.
Look it up,
I
Ferris.
love Jarhead. Jarhead's a great
Brandy,
movie.
why do we do this with these boys?
He's an idiot.
You know what? That's pretty. You know what? That's kind of sexist, Adelia. Come on, man.
Hey! We have to fix our male problem.
Like, that's what are you talking about?
We can
literally-
fix the male problem right away. Delia, take him out.
No. Let's just wrap this up because it's almost 2 a.m. here, and I'm really
Let's go and give
We're
our
getting
scores.
splat happy.
Let's go down the line, starting with Ferris. Let's give our scores.
Is it out of 10? Is that out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, out of 10. Let's give our scores.
8. I'm gonna go 8. 8. Solid B right now.
I'm in agreement with Ferris. I'd give it an 8.
If I hear a point something, I swear to God. All right. Swear to God.
7.5.
I swear to God. I hate those people, man. I hate those people. It's a 7.3. Shut the
Listen,
fuck up, okay?
I said
Just say it's
7.5,
7.
okay? I
Just
didn't
say it's
do-
a 7, okay? Just say a 7.
Ferris, I think a 7.5 is an acceptable one. It's when they go the 6.9 or whatever. That's what
I hate those
That was
people, man.
Greg.
I know that was
He did that on
Greg.
purpose. Greg did that on purpose. He know he did that. I
Yeah.
was like, you mother
Yeah.
lover.
All right, so Justin, what's your score?
My score so far on it is I'll give it like a 6.5 right now. I'm not finding myself laughing as much as I think I should when I'm watching a comedy, but like I said, I don't dislike it or anything. So, but it's sphincter, by the way. That's the word I was talking
Sphincter,
about.
see? Yeah,
I had to
okay.
look that shit up, bro.
All right, man. You
know what
made
I'm
up a new
saying?
fucking
You had
word,
to
man.
no.
You
Well,
made
I
up a
mean,
new word. You said spurcrum or some shit. It was like, wait,
you just made up a new word because I didn't
No,
even
you
say
made
that.
up. I don't even know why we're talking
Right.
about this. Finish your thought.
Right. So basically, just to bring that in here is I don't think this show's a butthole, right? I think it's actually pretty good so far.
Sphincter, you don't think this is a big sphincter?
A
I don't-
sphincter.
Oh, there goes the
See,
Delia.
look what you did. Look what you did. Adelia's gone because of you.
It's actually your fault. It's always your fault, Ferris.
No, it's not. You're the
You
one who
always
brought
bring
up
up
you.
shit.
You're the one who brought up butthole. You the one who brought it up.
You're the
You're the one who brought it up.
Adelia
How's it
laughed so
my fault if
hard
you
at me
brought it up?
saying that she left.
No, I'm telling you right now, we talking about a show that's a comedy. It is what it is. We're gonna get in here and talk about stuff. It's
Okay,
gonna be a
sugar
little
tits,
weird.
wrap it up.
All right.
We were watching a show.
Hurry
that
up,
had a
Jelly
fake
Dick. Let's
show.
go.
Listen,
Come on.
We were watching a show that was about a fake show with a guy with a fake jackhammer that was jacking it hard. Okay.
Yes.
So
And
I'm not
invisible
going to come in
jackhammer.
here. I'm not going to come in here after watching something like that and be the most serious person in the world.
So let's jackhammer away and blast off.
By the way, Ferris ain't blasting off anytime soon.
What